everyone, this is Jackie from Bronx Baubles, also known as Titi Gordy. Today I'm going to be delivering an extremely exciting video. It's inspired by a very world famous international star called Walter Mercado. And Walter Mercado is a famous astrologer. If you're into astrology or if you're from a Latin household, you probably know who he is. He is an incredible man who was known for a lot of his flamboyance, and I'll tell you a little bit about him. He was born on March 9th, 1932 in Ponce, Puerto Rico, and he recently died in November 2nd in 2019. So he's coming upon his first year of his death. And so I was highly inspired to create a video on Walter Mercado. He was in every Latin household that you can imagine, from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, and then he sort of disappeared in the 2000s because of legal reasons, and then after his legal situation subsided, he came back out of hiding and of obscurity and did a resurgence. And he's actually more popular with the millennials than he is from people of my generation because of his resurgence. And then unfortunately, he ended up passing. But I think that his star is going to be shining really bright for a long, long time. And so I created this video based on Walter Mercado because he was extremely flamboyant. And he was known for wearing these incredible capes. And he was very theatrical. In fact, his background is as a dancer and as an actor. And because of that, when he did his astrology on TV on a daily basis, he would do it with theatrics. Think a la Liberace or James Brown. You know how they both come out with their incredible capes? Well, Walter Mercado did his thing as well. He loved jewelry, and so this video is going to be dedicated to the jewelry that's in my collection that's inspired by Walter Mercado. He was known for not only his capes, but for his androgyny. He had very effeminate ways, and he had a way about him that people weren't sure if he was a man or was he a woman. They questioned his sexuality for many, many years, and he never, ever revealed what it was because it wasn't important to him, and it certainly is not important to me, what his sexual preferences. He felt that his marriage and his love and his sexual desires was for his craft. And so he had this juxtaposition about him. So, you know, he had very feminine ways, but he was also a man, and he was known for his positivity. So whenever he did his astrology always had a positive bent on them. They weren't astrology that talked about, you know, evildoers or get that guy or get that woman and, you know, anything like that. His astrology was always spiritual, enlightenment, and just fun and very, very positive. And that's why people loved him so much, because he spewed out his positive feelings. And so another thing about Walter Mercado is that he was described as a little boy in a man's body, because he just wanted to do his craft, and so he wasn't doing his craft for the sake of money, although that was, I'm sure, a part of it. He did it because of the love of the people and the love of his astrology. And so I'm wearing this flamboyant shirt. It's a sequins shirt from the 1970s. It's vintage. And I'm wearing it because I know Walter Mercado would approve of wearing something like this, and this is the type of stuff that he would wear. So let's get right into the jewelry. I'm doing 12 different looks from Walter Mercado in homage to all the months of the year, and then I'll do one bonus round at the end. So let's get started. I'm doing two videos in regards to Walter, this one, and then I'm going to be doing a second part with 12 more looks. Okay, so let's get started on some of these looks. This is the first one. Okay, now I'm going to do a side by side, but I wanted to show you what this picture looks like. And here he's dripping in pearls, and so I pulled out this pearl necklace. Ooh, it's getting entangled. Because this is something that Walter Mercado would have loved to wear, as you can see here. But what I loved what he did was he paired it with something like this. This is a bone ivory necklace. I'm not sure if it's real ivory. It is vintage. And he would take something as ostentatious and elaborate as this gorgeous necklace and put something very simple. And sometimes it was bone, sometimes it was made of wood, and sometimes it was made of seed. But that was very much a Walter Mercado, because he had very flamboyant ways about him, but also he had the simple way about him. And he used to say, I'm a jíbaro del monte, which basically means I'm a country boy at heart from the mountains. Even though he would be decked out in Elvis Presley, stunning, sequins down, Swarovski covered fringe capes. And so that's what Walter Mercado was about. He had that juxtaposition of different things. Flamboyant, yet simple, as a little boy in a big man's body. He was feminine, but he was a man. So this will be something else that Walter Mercado used in this look here. So this is the look. And if you look up close, you can see the crystal brooches. Walter Mercado used a lot of brooches. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That's stunning. This is something Walter Mercado would have been happy to be wearing, I think. He wore a lot of brooches, and I tried to look for pictures that had earrings, but most of the things that he wore were brooches, bracelets, rings, and cufflinks. So that's what I pulled out. So here's another look. So that was January's. The pearls were January's, and this look here with the bows is my February look. Okay, and there's no rhyme or reason of why I picked the look for the month. I just, having a little fun with it. So this would be two pieces that Walter would wear around his neck, in this look here. And this is a vintage Kenneth J. Lane brooch, or KJL. And this is by a designer I'm not even familiar with at all. So if anybody knows what this is, please let me know. It's called Dalsheim. I never heard of this before, but that's what the two looks are. And that's February. This is March. March is this incredible turquoise look. And if you can see, he's wearing rings, he's wearing a brooch, and you can hardly see it here, but he's also wearing a bracelet. So I pulled this brooch, these two brooches, because I can totally see him wearing these brooches. And that's what they look like up close. These are Aurora Borealis brooches. And here's another, this one has a little bit of cotton in it. Here's another brooch that I can see him wear with this March look, right? And then he's decked out in this amazing bracelet. And look at that. That's a beautiful, beautiful bracelet. And this bracelet, I believe, is signed Naudry. It's in here somewhere. Okay? And Walter is wearing on his pinky, this one right here, he is wearing a turquoise ring. This is a Persian ring, 14 karat with one carat diamond surrounding it. These were really popular in the 60s and 70s. Let me put this on. So this is definitely a look I can see Walter Mercado being happy to wear. Okay? And by the way, I'm wearing a small serpent ring that crawls up my finger. That's a vintage ring, snake. And these earrings here are vintage Swarovski earrings, but there's no marker on this. Okay, let's go to the next look. This look here is Walter, probably in the 80s. And you can see he's wearing a Maltese brooch. And he's also wearing his mala beads, which are his prayer beads. And he wore those quite often, actually. And so this is my version of the Maltese brooch that he was wearing. Okay? Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So that would be something I can totally see him wear. And then this one doesn't have a mark on it. That's April. Maltese is April. And then this incredible Maltese, it's actually a brooch, but that can be worn as a pendant. And Walter was wearing his Maltese on his neck, but he would probably be equally as comfortable wearing it as a necklace. And this is a special find. I got this at the thrift store not too long ago. And then it comes to find out that this is from one of my favorite designers, one of my style icons, which I'll be doing a video on her soon, Iris Apfel's collection on HSN, I believe it is. So this is from Iris Apfel, HSN, Maltese, and I'm so lucky to have found this. And this was something that Walter would be so pleased to wear with this one here. And this is probably about 4 inches, and this is probably about 3. That's April. Now for May is this look right here. Now this look here, I pulled out 2 entirely different pieces from my collection. I pulled out this piece here, because as you can see, he's wearing some turquoise with a little bit of red. Now I think that red he's wearing is coral, and this is wannabe coral. So this is something that I can see Walter wearing. And this is a Chico's necklace. And this piece here, which is one of my favorites, my absolute favorites, because what he's wearing is actually prayer beads, Tibetan prayer beads. And so I pulled out these prayer beads. These aren't Tibetan, these are actually Chinese. But look how stunning they are. But they are prayer beads. And so I know that if Walter saw this, the colors on them and the meaning of them, this is something that he would be happy to be wearing. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so January, February, March, April, May, that was June. So the prayer beads were June. July. July's look is this one right here. You see how he's wearing that huge rose brooch? Well, I don't have it in yellow, but what I do have is 2 of them. One in blue and one in pink. And this is something that Walter would have totally worn. And I think I've seen several pictures with him with different color ones. So this would be something that he would totally wear. Look at that. And these are sort of 3D. These are about 5 or 6 inches long. This is what it looks like here. And then the pink one, which is my favorite. My daughter's name is Rose, and so when I saw these, I thought of her and I had to get them. So that's January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May, June. And here's another look that Walter Mercado used. He wore this magnifying glass often, okay? And so I pulled out this from my collection. They're not magnifying glass per se, but they're definitely, ooh, I do declare. Okay, and this would be something Walter would have totally worn. He had at least two of these magnifying glasses that I noticed in his pictures. And so I pulled this one out. This is not a magnifying glass, but it definitely has that feel of the magnifying glass. And so this is July. August. August is the crucifix or the rosary. And I pulled this one, which I know he would have totally approved from my collection. So it looks like this. And even though he was brought up Catholic, he respected all types of religions. And it didn't matter to him what religion you were. He studied Buddhism. He studied Santeria. He studied all types of different religions, all different Christianities. And he felt that, you know, God touched all of us in our hearts. And I love that he was very accepting of other religions, not just Christianity. Here is another necklace that I know Walter would love to have worn. This is a vintage Napier. And this one doesn't have a name brand, but I think it's super cool. And another crucifix, which is this antique one. And this one, I think when I got this, they said that it was probably part of a nun's outfit, but who's to say that it is or not? And I think it's made of petrified wood, petrified wood. It's pretty long, pretty substantial. Look how long it runs. It goes all the way down to here, and I think I have it backwards. It's supposed to be this way. So this is something I think Walter would definitely wear. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Now let's go to September. September is inspired by this look here, and it's this ring here. And I pulled out several rings from my collection that kind of screams Walter Mercado. And so he would wear rings on multiple fingers. Okay? And look at all these rings. Who knew I had all these turquoise types rings? So this one is a Heidi Daus, this one here, an aqua colored one. This is another Heidi Daus mirror. This is a real aquamarine ring. And this one is a uranium vintage retro ring. And this is a brutalist style. So this is sterling silver, uranium. This is gold. And this is Heidi Daus. And this is another Heidi Daus. And so I think Walter would approve of these rings, don't you? So the next look I have here is this one here. And he's wearing a green inspired look. And so I pulled this one from my collection. And this one here is a brooch that also could be used as a necklace. And so he could easily pull this out. I think it opens up like that, and wear it on his collar the way he likes to wear it. And I think that's really a stunning ring. A stunning brooch by Heidi Daus, QVC, the same designer as these two rings. And he's wearing some bracelets here. So this bracelet here is inspired by these that he wore here. And here's another bracelet, and this is more in line with what he was wearing. So he would wear like layers of jewelry. This bracelet here is marked Cremez of New York, and so it's definitely a vintage and very well, good quality made jewelry. So it's Heidi Daus's. Even though this is stretch, and I typically don't like to buy stretch bracelets, this is a stunning one. This one's gorgeous. Look at that emerald green. I pulled out this one as well because of the green and the pink, and that would be something that I can see Walter Mercado definitely wearing. And this actually is a uranium vintage, and I have several uranium pieces, and I'm going to do a video on my uranium jewelry because I keep finding it. Now that I have a black light and I am able to shine it, I can see the uranium, and this one glowed beautifully. And the last I picked for that, so it was January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. These are all Octobers. Is this that he can wear around his neck, under his collar, and pull out that green piece like this. And this is actually Art Deco vintage. The pearls are glass. The look at the construction in the back of this necklace. It has these glass pearls, and it has these incredible green, blue, peacock type glass stones with the rhinestones. And it does have the dangle. Ooh, looks like I'm missing one of the dangles. And it's in here somewhere. I'll find it. I know I had it. November. November, I'm doing rings again. And these rings are inspired by this ridiculously huge ring here. And so this is my stone for my month. I'm a November baby. So here are the citrine rings from my collection that Walter Mercado would approve of wearing. So these two are uranium retro rings, and I buy a lot of retro rings. So this is citrine. This is also like a yellow topaz. This is a costume topaz Art Deco. And this one, there's no mark on it, so it's just the costume jewelry. So that's November. And last but not least is December. And the look I'm trying to get inspired by is this orange look here. And he's wearing this very colorful brooch. And so I pulled this one out because he wears in some of his other pictures this exact brooch, but the different, it's in a different color. So I had to pull this one out because it's the exact style and design. However, this one's a rainbow colorful one. So I think he would be happy wearing this brooch. And then I pulled this. This is a J. Crew necklace, and it has the orange, like his shirt. And this here, I just love this piece from J. Crew. I think this was, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, J. Crew came out with this piece. J. Crew has a lot of great and beautiful pieces of jewelry. And I think that J. Crew's jewelry is going to be the collectibles of the future. That's just my take on it. And so that is December. And the bonus piece that I have is this piece here. And this is a set. Okay. So you have the brooch, you have the necklace, and then you have the 2 earrings. See if I can get this up And this is from Joseph's of Hollywood. And I pull this out because Scorpio is my sign, and these are all Scorpios, the Scorpions. And it's by an incredibly highly collectible costume jewelry designer called Joseph's of Hollywood. And these pieces are worth quite a penny. And I've collected one piece at a time through the years. And I'm looking for the bracelet. So if anybody finds the bracelet, let me know, because I want to complete this set. And so that's the bonus piece. So with this, I'm going to close up because this video is a lot longer than expected. I hope you love this video as much as I love putting it together. Let me know what you think about it. Tell me your comments. Check out the Netflix video. I'm not trying to, advertise for them, but it is what inspired me to do this collection. And, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Give me a comment. Show me some love, okay? Because I'm really excited to be doing this. And so let me wrap this up and say, with mucho, mucho amor. Adios.